Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Dior, or Christian Dior. We're reviewing a fragrance from their private line. We're talking about Dior's Vetiver. Now Dior's Vetiver, again, is it's a fragrance from their private line. I've reviewed a couple of their private line fragrances and I intend to go through all of them, and today we're going to hit Vetiver. Now, the price range for this one is pretty much the same as the other private line fragrances. They come in big bottles generally. Their smallest bottle marketing is like 4 ounces, 4 and 2, and that's going to run you about $210. They've got an 8-ounce bottle up from that. That's going to run you about $300, I believe, and then they've also got a massive gargantuan, like 450 milliliter bottle or something like that for roughly, I think it was like $420. So don't quote me on the prices and the sizes. Go ahead, check their website, check it out, see what you think. All right. Again, the fragrance was released in 2010 from their private line. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the smell and the notes of this fragrance. Now, the notes of this fragrance consist of very simple, vetiver and coffee. All right, so vetiver and coffee. So when I smelled this, I saw the note breakdown and I was expecting something that really was a mix between coffee and vetiver. Fortunately, I really don't get much coffee out of this fragrance. I get vetiver all around. Like, I get different shades of vetiver, or 50 shades of vetiver, if you will. I get so many different variants. The first one I start off, it starts off as like a manageable vetiver, or one that is not necessarily a citrusy vetiver. It's not necessarily a fresh or a dark vetiver. It's kind of more of a clean vetiver. Very wearable, very approachable within the first like 2 hours. After about 2 hours, I start to get a little bit, I may detect maybe a little bit of coffee, but even then it's kind of hard. Like, somebody came up to me and told me I don't get any coffee from this fragrance, I would completely understand and agree with them, because at best I feel like the coffee is the catalyst, if you will, changing the vetiver. But outside of that, I'm not really getting a coffee note in this sucker at all. I'm just getting a vetiver. And the vetiver, while it kind of changes in itself, it remains kind of the same qualities throughout the fragrance. So it remains clean, it remains fresh to a degree, it remains put together. It's a vetiver that at first spray does not offend. The middle or the base of the fragrance, once it starts hitting around like the 4-hour mark, is when it starts to become a little bit more grassy and a little bit more vetiver-y, if you will. And that can offend, so be careful with this one if you get around people. The experience with vetiver on my skin is that it can either offend or it can generate a good amount of compliments, say you're clean. This is one in the mid-range that did kind of give off some offensive vibes to it. Maybe it's just because it felt like on my skin as I'm smelling it, I'm thinking, man, this is a little bit pungent. Nobody directly said that, I smelled bad or anything like that, but maybe it's kind of the vibe that I'm thinking in my own head. But either way, I would just caution, be careful with this one. With the sprays, stick to 2, maybe 3 sprays with this one. But anyways, at the end of this fragrance, you start to get a little bit more of a clean, grassy, soapy type of a scent. And that's kind of what it remains. Now, the fragrance, it's good for pretty much any season that you can get through. It's a stronger fragrance that's going to cut through the cold air. It's going to last you roughly 8 to 12 hours. So it has good performance and good projection and longevity. As far as when I would actually wear it, or when you would wear it, this is a great work fragrance. I generally tend to like work or vetiver fragrances for work just because they have that clean, soapy vibe, almost fresh out of a shower type vibe. But I tend not to like them if it gets a little bit too vetiver-y. So this one kind of danced the work, but I do think that is a good fragrance for work if this suits your fancy. Now, outside of work, I think this is a good casual scent. I think it's a good everyday scent, and I think it can double as a signature scent should one so choose. So it has the quality and the versatility to double as a signature scent for that matter. So check this one out if you have not smelled it. See how you like it. This could be the scent for you. Now, as far as age group goes, I do think this fragrance a little bit more for older gentlemen or for people a little bit more experienced and a little bit more wise in the years. I don't think it is a very youthful fragrance, so you might want to, caution against that. Now, as far as compliments goes, this one did not get me any compliments, like I said. Didn't get me any negative compliments, and people, when they smelled it, they thought that it smelled clean. They thought that it was a presentable fragrance. It was what a couple of people actually said. Sorry about that. A little bit of a technical mishap. Anyways, if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give this fragrance a rating of 6 out of 10. Now, it gets a 6 out of 10 for a number of reasons. The first reason, first and foremost, is the fact that it's expensive, right? That's knocking down the score a lot. For this scent, you really don't need that much, and for it to be priced this way, it's got to be a vetiver that does something else besides what it's doing. It's not an unpleasant scent, and it's not a scent that is going to be, underwhelming or anything like that. But at the same time, you look around, even in the designer realm, you can find fragrances for a quarter of the price and that do essentially the same thing. Off the top of my head, Tom Ford's Great Vetiver. You can think of Guerlain's, the Vetiver from Guerlain, or the Vetiver Frozen from Guerlain. There are, you take a look at Encre Noir. Take a look at that one. There are many fragrances that have this same sort of vetiver, just pure vetiver based vibe, that are kind of adding in little splashes here or there that kind of distinguish themselves for it, and they're a fraction of the price for this one. So that's a very big determinant for why it's getting a 6 out of 10. It's not doing anything new, and it's really just an expensive vetiver to me. But at the same time, it does smell pleasant. I think it smells pleasant overall. I think it's something that will match with somebody's personality overall, just shooting off the bat. And the other word of caution, as I mentioned, was the fact that on your skin, on some people's skin, this may come off a little bit offensive. So this is one that you might want to try on your skin first and kind of test drive first before you decide to splurge and give away the bank for it, if you will. So that's pretty much it, guys. Last parting note, thank you to Fragrance Bros, who I jumped in on a split with them, and they're the ones who actually helped me purchase this one. They sent me a veil that I purchased for this review. So thank you guys, and the link will be down to their channel below. All right? So thank you guys for sticking with this. Let me know what your thoughts are on Dior's Vetiver, and that's pretty much it. All right? Thank you guys. Take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.